Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. Obviously, I do have a lot of things to talk about. I know that when I do talk about some price predictions, price targets, a lot of people kind of, get a little bit, scoldful in the comments, but, when we're talking about these price targets, we always, bring back some base points behind it. We always talk about what's happening behind closed doors because a lot of people that are in the scene are fairly new. They don't understand how crypto works. They don't understand how market cap works or anything like that. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and before we fully jump into this video, I just want to ask if you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, turning notifications on. Also, if you guys aren't new or new, definitely hit that like button as it does help the channel grow, and I do greatly appreciate it. Now, within the market sentiment right now, XRP is still kind of doing its 2017 November thing, where it's kind of just consolidating a little bit. We aren't having too many altcoins break out. We still see, Crypto.com coin pretty much continuing on the upward trend. We also see, Oasis, Zcash, and a few other altcoins kind of, making some new waves, which is totally great. I think that that's awesome. In terms of Zcash, I actually mentioned in the past as an OG laggard asset. These are always laggard assets. In fact, in 2017, we do know that there was some significant moves from Zcash starting around the 20th. In fact, we pretty much made a little bit of a new high here on the 27th. Looks like it's pretty much repeating that same pattern again. A lot of the 2017 structure in terms of the market, I know a lot of people don't like to look back on patterns and, pretty much say, hey, well, it's going to repeat because it has repeated in the past. But realistically speaking, the patterns are playing out, and the same goes for XRP and XLM. We are still following that same structure. Yeah, sure. Should we have been at a higher price target at this point? Yes. But look at this massive cup and handle on the chart. We're going to be talking about that. But also, let's zoom into 2017 here. Now, we did start to move a little bit in terms of the 20th to about the 27th, but it was nothing. Even from the 20th to the 27th, it was only an increase in price by like 6 cents. So that's nothing. The actual move started around the middle of December. That's when a lot of the price movement started to occur on XRP. I do suspect that we'll most likely have that same exact pattern play out. But a lot of you are probably going to be like, well, dude, what are you talking about a $100 XRP though? In terms of a $100 XRP, okay, it's going off of the circulating supply alone, it would put us at about a $4.7 trillion market cap. I know a lot of people probably will say that's absolutely ridiculous, and of course it would almost put us at a $10 trillion market cap going off of the total supply almost. But I just want to say right now, do not look at market cap as the amount of money flowing into an asset. It's the amount of money that an asset is worth when it gets to a certain price. It's not exactly, like, for example, Bitcoin at $1.1 trillion. That's not how much money is invested into Bitcoin. That's just how much Bitcoin is worth going off of its price to how many individuals are, of course, holding it and stuff like that. So I just want you guys to understand that this is just the overall circulating supply or supply multiplied by the price. It's not how much money is into an asset, because I know a lot of people are kind of confused on that. In terms of XRP, though, we know from 2017 to the topping point in 2018, it did a 59,000% run from 2017 to 2018, year to year. Okay, that's January to January. In terms of what we are looking at here, our January low in 2021 is roughly around the 17th centile range down here, right? If we repeated this, obviously we would be at some astronomical price targets. I don't think that we're going to repeat the same percentage. The prices are completely different. These were like fractions of a cent down here in 2017, going all the way to $3 plus. So obviously, there's a little bit of a difference there. But I will say this, okay? For us to go to $100 from our current point, and we could kind of just throw that on the chart real quick, and I could kind of show you the percentages. So for us to go to $100, it would be a 9,210% run. Now, do I think that we're going to go to $100 off of just, price targets alone? No. I'm going to give you the base point behind why I think $100 is possible. Maybe not this bull run, but of course in time, okay? Now, obviously, like I said, this is a massive cup and handle. We have the cup here, and then we, of course, have the handle here. Now, this, I want to say right now, is literally a cup and handle formation of over 3 years now. Okay, almost 4 years, I should say. Okay, so understand that this is a massive, pretty much cup and handle formation on the chart, and it's been building for a very long time. But I will say this: the base point behind us going to $100 isn't us, pretty much, just going to $100 off of just, price alone. It's the idea that what's happening behind closed doors. Okay, with what's happening with this SEC lawsuit and all that kind of stuff, there's massive catalyst events. First off, I commented on XRP a few days ago, actually, and I shared this in a video on XRP as well. You probably already know about this if you are not new to the channel, but I said you'd have to be blind to not see what Ripple is building. Liquidity bridge plus on-demand liquidity plus interledger protocol plus line of credit for SMEs. 38 out of 100 top 100 banks already working with Ripple. And just so you guys know, this is probably more. Okay, this is, in terms of this here, this is from 2019. Okay, and 38 of the top 100 banks were working with Ripple at this time, utilizing it as a trial or a customer base point, whatever the case may be. But of course, this is probably different. For example, Bank of America is probably no longer utilizing RippleNet products right now because of the SEC lawsuit. But we could say that there is probably a lot more, pretty much banks on the RippleNet scene. So in terms of a lot of these partnerships, I'm sure that there's probably more. We probably have about 50 plus, and I actually said that already here. I said Ripple probably has 50 plus of the top 100 banks utilizing their technology at this point. In 2019, we learned that 38 of the top 100 were already trialing the many use cases XRP powers on the RippleNet. It's only a matter of time before we have all 100 banks, and it is only a matter of time, by the way, until we do see this. Now, also, with Interledger Protocol, I've always discussed how massive Interledger Protocol actually stretches on, pretty much beyond what we are even talking about a lot of the time. And of course, this always comes back to mind when I talk about Interledger Protocol. We talk about the money networks, which is pretty much all the banks around the world. We talk about Fedwire, we talk about chips, we talk about Target2, we talk about ACH, all that stuff, right? And then, of course, we talk about the connections with, RippleNet or XRP itself, right? XRP Ledger here pretty much being the bridge currency for everything to the banks, because this is all going to be connected through Interledger Protocol, and of course XRP is going to be the main focus point here, the main power that pretty much drives the success of these transactions, and essentially connect it to everything that we talk about on a day-to-day basis, meaning Hyperledger Fabric, Corda, the Ethereum network. We talk about even IBM, Oracle, which of course we talk about Q&T with that, Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, all of that stuff, right, that we talk about. And this is going to be a lot of money. Okay, I've discussed this. We talk about that, but this is still, a little bit of time away. So how would we get to $100 anytime soon? Well, first off, we talk about the lawsuit. Okay, and honestly, the lawsuit right now is the biggest elephant in the room because we've just discussed this yesterday. Okay, JP Morgan, if Ripple wins the SEC lawsuit, XRP is poised for significant adoption. Okay, they also talked about resuming trading on some major exchanges like Coinbase and stuff like that. And I've always talked about this. I've talked about the massive catalyst event in the room where, essentially back in 2017, we did this massive run without many banks working with us, without any ODL services pretty much ramping up, without, a global relisting, or I should say, a mainstream media attention, lawsuit from the SEC side that will allow, retail FOMO to jump in once we do get our name cleared. That's going to happen. Okay, first off, if we win this lawsuit, XRP becomes the only asset in this space to have 100% true clarity from the SEC. 1. 2, XRP becomes a massive giant in the room by having Ripple IPO as well on the NASDAQ. And of course, we talk about ODL services ramping up at a rapid pace. We talk about XRP being accepted again in the US for many of their partnerships. Like I said, Bank of America being the major one here at number 8 in terms of the banking rank. And of course, there's many other United States banks on here, but not many in terms of, partnership with Ripple. But we also talk about MoneyGram, we talk about Citi, Wells Fargo, we talk about JP Morgan, which JP Morgan is literally commenting on XRP, so I wouldn't be surprised if they joined. We talk about Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, US Bancorp. There's a lot of them, right? A lot of major banks, a lot of pretty much financial institutions that will rejoin the team, especially once we do get clarity. So that's going to be absolutely massive. Then, of course, we talk about ODL really kind of flowing everywhere. And I've always discussed where, we see this lawsuit lawsuit going is a clear win for Ripple, and we even see our history is already written XRP, right? We talk about Mary Jo White. There's no way to sugarcoat it. SEC is dead wrong legally and factually, and of course we see everything kind of playing out perfectly. This goes to June 4th, 2018. Ripple Labs brings on former top SEC officials to help defend private securities lawsuit. And of course, this goes back to, this is a while back, but of course we see Mary Jo White, chairwoman, I should say, of the US SEC. And of course, Yahoo Finance, summary judgment. This is talking about come as early as October. Obviously, we didn't get that summary judgment. Finding that no genuine issues of material fact are in dispute. Listen, in terms of this lawsuit, okay, I just want to say right now, there hasn't been a clear breakthrough case for the SEC at all. And also, I just want you to all understand that if it wasn't for the SEC lawsuit, shout out to Blockchain Backer for this as well. He goes in depth on this in terms of the Fibonacci levels and, pretty much charts it. But XRP should have been already at $10 at this point. Okay, a 10x from $10 is $100. Just so you all understand that. I don't have to tell you guys that, of course. But XRP price is suppressed due to the SEC lawsuit, strong fundamentals driving interest. We should have already been at $10 plus. But check this out, right? This is the active addresses in a 24-hour span. We see that the ledger increased the volume of its daily active addresses from 11.3K thousand, right, to the recent peak height of 142.7 thousand, an over 11x increase in activity during this time. Now, of course, we see the reason that activity would correlate is because the particular unique blockchain uses the XRP ledger. There has been some really successful projects that are on the Songbird protocol. There's a lot of growth with the use of the asset as a bridge asset when it moves from fiat to fiat and moving money across the globe. So I think this is also for sure, this is a sign of the on-demand liquidity growth as well. And of course, we see even more. This would point to a potential sort of bullish divergence right when a coin's price action starts to decline. However, the amount of network level activity and daily interaction with the blockchain seems to maintain upward momentum. This means a positive sign. Of course, this might be a positive sign, I think that the XRP holder in general understands that the price has been suppressed because of the SEC lawsuit, so maybe there's a lot more patience than normal, right? I think the fundamentals are still very much driving a lot of the interest. Now, I just want to say, okay, in terms of patience, we need to have patience during this time because we understand what is happening. Okay, first off, we look at RippleNet. Okay, the financial network of the future. Join hundreds of financial institutions on the network. We talk about streamlining global payments and reaching new customers. And of course, we talk about ISO 222 going live in 2022 of November because it didn't go live today. But we also see here get the RippleNet advantage across 55 plus countries and 120 currency pairs. And I just want you all to understand. Okay, yes, I understand where a lot of people are probably saying, yeah, XRP is not being utilized in this pretty much way, but it is. Okay, if I was in the US and I was transacting with, I don't know, say for so Australia, okay, and I wanted to send money, okay, I would need to use XRP as the bridge currency. XRP is going to be utilized at a massive scale. And there's still so much more to talk about in regards to this. Okay, and here's, of course, ISO 222 and pretty much the new global standard. But we talk about on-demand liquidity because on-demand liquidity is such a huge use case that goes well beyond what anybody could really understand. First off, Nostrovostro accounts $27 trillion. Okay, $27 trillion. I just want you guys to understand that. Okay, at $27 trillion of a problem in terms of Nostrovostro accounts. And you might be wondering, well, there's probably other assets for this. Well, no, there really isn't. Okay, this is patent technology. And of course, we do see here from Anders, the issue some mega banks will have is that I don't see them creating a new product that would remove Nostrovostro accounts since they make a ton of revenue as correspondent banks. So how could they ever create a competitor to XRP and ODL? And of course, a lot of people are talking about this. They have a question. Well, what if the US chooses to use USDC as their CBDC? Well, a lot of people don't understand that there still needs to be a bridge currency here. There always has to be, okay? And we do see here, it also costs them fortunes to keep money in Nostrovostro accounts and compliance to keep live corridors open. After financial crash in 2008, the regulations changed, and Basel III stipulates that the money held in pre-funded accounts can no longer be added to their balance sheet. It really is a hard call for the top tier to make. They know they don't have a competitive product against ODL, and RippleNet has gained so much traction, there's no putting the genie back in the bottle. And that is the base point here, right? Because we've been seeing Ripple making waves throughout this market. Okay, massive waves throughout this market, especially with ODL adoption. And when we're talking about ODL adoption, okay, first off, once the liquidity starts flowing in, it's game over. XRP, I know a lot of people are probably wondering right now, well, dude, why hasn't XRP moved with all of the adoption, with all of the partnerships that it has announced? Aren't they utilizing XRP? Because when we're looking here, right, XRP is the main focus point in terms of on-demand liquidity. Yes. Okay, I get it. It's not moving. But also, look at the market. Bitcoin is at a 42.2% dominance factor. Okay, XRP itself only has a 1.9% dominance factor. But I also want you guys to understand that, check this out, right? When we're talking about XRP dominance, at some point in time, going all the way back to 2017, 2018, hit 31.40. In fact, if we're talking about the main focus point, and here, let's go to one pixel here. Let's go here, right? 24.73 was the main focus point for dominance factors. Okay, so we will get here again at some point in time, but we really want an asset to flip Bitcoin. That's when we go into a utility-driven market. Whatever asset that may be, it could be XRP, it could be HBAR, it could be Q&T. There's so many incredible utility-driven assets in the space. But once we do flip Bitcoin in terms of dominance, that's when the utility-driven market really happens. Could we be ranging into a utility-driven market by as early as November 2022? Yeah, it's possible with ISO 222, but I'm not going to, put my, all my chips on red and say, yeah, let's go all in. No, I'm not going to say that. I think that we're still a little bit of time away from a utility-driven market, but I will say this. Okay, XRP not gaining value in terms of its adoption and utility cases. I've been seeing adoption and utility cases happening for a lot of altcoins without price, fluctuations. For example, HBAR being a main choice here for my argument. It's one of those assets that has a ton of utility, a ton of use cases, a ton of partnerships, and it's being utilized on a day-to-day basis. It's actually one of the most utilized, or I shouldn't say it is the most utilized DLT technology in the space. And look at the price of it, right? So in terms of that, utility tokens are going to thrive, but it's not going to happen anytime soon in terms of it flipping Bitcoin or anything like that. But I will say this, okay, XRP is going to make absolute massive gains this bull run still. We just have to wait until, we get to this point. We will repeat this pattern here again. Obviously, I think that we go much higher from here. I think that we go to about $10 plus at least. Okay, that's why my X marks the spot here, with, of course, $15 being the possibility. But I just don't see $100 happening until this SEC lawsuit is cleared up. That is the main catalyst event here. And I just want you guys to understand that the SEC lawsuit is going to be the thing that pretty much slingshots XRP to $50 to $100. Okay, and before anybody says it's impossible because of market cap, I just want you all to understand that market cap means absolutely nothing in terms of crypto, because these are assets that have the potential to actually revolutionize massive financial markets and change the entire banking structure for the rest of our entire lives. Nostro Vostro accounts have not been updated since their inception. And when we're talking about the banking scene and the financial scene, we haven't had innovation happen since the 1960s with the implementation of debit and credit cards. XRP and what Ripple is building with XRP is absolute revolutionary technology. So I think that a lot of people need to understand that you can't really put a price tag on that. But at $10 trillion, I think that that's a fairly good price target, because when we're talking about Apple or products that are on the stocks, okay, they're worth like $2 trillion plus. But they're honestly just a company that is making a product, which isn't revolutionary in terms of what they are actually doing either. It's just a product. It's a phone, okay? It's a phone, it's a computer, it's this, that, whatever. XRP, or I should say Ripple, is building pretty much the future of liquidity. This is the liquidity bridge plus the on-demand liquidity with, of course, the Interledger protocol plus the line of credit for SMEs. Okay, and of course I know that they didn't build the Interledger protocol. The Interledger protocol is just the overall interoperability layer for XRP to really kind of, speak with other messaging platforms and other assets as well. But when we're talking about what's happening behind closed doors, XRP, one, is easily a $1 trillion asset, like I said, and at scale, it's easily worth $10 trillion plus in my mind. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.